Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today we are going to be diving into my top 5 tips to help you rank up to Master Rank. Now, Season 3 of Pokemon Unite is ending, and we're going to be diving into, well, no, actually Season 2 is ending, and we're going to be diving into Season 3, and that said, we're going to be getting our ranks pushed down a little bit. Maybe some are playing ranked for the first time, or have never reached Master Rank. Whatever the case may be, I want to throw 6 tips that I think are incredibly important at you. Well, I said 5 in the video, but I always add a 6th tip. So I'm going to be throwing 6 tips at you that I think are incredibly important that you need to know, you need to be applying, and you need to be doing to hit Master Rank. Or if you're already Master Rank, then to hit like 2K plus, right? So let's go ahead and dive into it. So number 6 is going to be, this is that extra tip, match your lane duo. Now, most of the time in ranked Pokemon Unite, you're going to be playing the 2-1-2 setup. There's not a lot of 1-1-3 meta going around in ranked. So you're going to have 2 people top, 1 in the jungle, and 2 people bottom. But you need to be matching your partner. You need to be going to the neutral farm with them. If they're playing aggressive, maybe looking for a score, you need to be playing a little bit forward with them and trying to trade damage with them. And you need to be helping them try to score, helping them try to steal the lane farm. The thing that I see happen a lot in Master Rank is that people will not really play in the lane together, and then it leads to like one person dying, or your timers get staggered, so like one person's in the lane versus 2 and the other person's like at base having to run back. You'll lose farm, you have to try to push forward and get farm. It gets really messy when you and your lane partner aren't playing together. Now, you may not be literally playing together, but you can still kind of match them or mirror them and kind of understand how they want to play and maybe look to play with them. When you do this, you'll notice the people that are stacking, you might be able to help them stack a little bit more by being a presence. If you're stacking, hopefully they're looking to help you a little bit, but ultimately you want to be playing with your actual lane partner. Alright, let's move into number 5, which is to group for DREDNAW. This is a big one, right? Like, this is one of those tips, and actually some of these tips you're going to know, but I'm throwing them in there because I think that it's important for people to hear again. There were changes to Rotom, there were nerfs to DREDNAW, all throughout the history of Unite, there's been changes. But the reality is that DREDNAW is the experience. DREDNAW is how you keep yourself ahead, it's how you have the momentum, it's how you use the levels to then earn score because you're strong. So 7 minutes on the clock remaining is the first DREDNAW. I recommend you start rotating and getting to DREDNAW early. If you're top lane, if you want, you could stay for 720Bs and then rotate after, but you need to rotate like right after, and if not, you can always rotate early and try to be very aggressive in the bottom lane. So like 740, you could rotate down to bot lane, you could be in bot lane at 740, and you could be very aggressive and try to help your bottom lane stomp the bot lane and secure the bees and then secure the DREDNAW. A lot of time, listen to me, a lot of time if you're in the top lane in Masters, your enemies will not rotate as fast as you if you know to rotate early. So just consider it, go to DREDNAW, get yourself an experience lead, and then use that experience lead all throughout the game to kind of stomp and take whatever you want because you're stronger. Alright, number 4 is going to be overdunk tier 1 goals. Now here's the thing. The most efficient thing to do is not to capture the tier 1 goals so that way you can stay in the lane and farm, but that's not going to happen in solo queue. I'm going to be completely honest. That said, there are so many people that still don't efficiently overdunk. When the goal is on low points, or if you can get a goal at low points, you want to be putting a large value on a small amount remaining. So if a goal has 5 points left, don't score 10 on it. Even if you have the 10 to score and there's no one around, just be patient. That 5 extra points, the 10 points that you're going to put in, is not really worth the potential for, 35, 45 kind of overdunk that you could get. So always make sure that you're taking your big points and scoring it on low point remaining goals, if that makes sense. It's important. This is one of those things that will help keep the point momentum and the point lead going into the final stretch, and having the point lead going into the final stretch is the most important thing you could possibly have, because if you have the lead, it forces the other team to make decisions. They either have to push you and fight you over the Zapdos, they have to try to split push and try to get score in, they have to do everything. So you want to carry as many points into that late game as possible, which means that you need to be overdunking your tier 1 goals efficiently if you can. Number 3 is going to be to know bee spawn timers and spawn logic. Now this one is pretty simple, but it gets a little bit nuanced. So with the bees, you have the 850 bees. Everybody knows that. Every laner should be showing up to it. A jungler should be showing up to it. Perfect. Then you have 720 bees. Everyone should know this. Every laner should be showing up to it. A jungler should maybe show up to it. Most of the time will show up to it unless they're doing a third rotation of their jungle, and you need to know this. But now understanding the spawn logic and the spawn location of, say, the 550 bees and beyond gets a little bit more nuanced. Depending on where the bees were killed and where the goals were at will affect the spawn, and I've actually talked about this in a previous video, so you need to understand how that works. If a goal was taken before the 720 bees, those 720 bees will spawn further down the lane 10 seconds sooner at 6 minutes. But if the 720 bees were taken neutrally between two goals in the lane, then they will spawn neutrally between two goals in the lane at 550. So keep your eyes open for 550 bees or 6-minute bees, depending on what side of the map has been being aggressed on, and be aware of those beat timers, because bees are another source of like mid-game experience. It's like a, I guess the best way I could put it is, it's like a mini Dreadnought, right? Because you have two lanes during the mid-game lull that are going to spawn bees at either 550 or 6 minutes, and you need to be trying to earn that experience if possible. So when 550 is coming up, or even when 6 minutes is coming up, kind of assess where those bees died at 720, between two goals, after a goal was broken, whatever the case may be, and try to posture for those bees. You want to take that experience if you can. Alright, number 2 is going to be holding off lanes. This is a massive thing that nobody does in Ranked. It just feels like people, like you take Dreadnought and everybody leaves and goes in a jungle, or you take Rotom and everybody leaves top lane and goes and pushes Rotom, or pushes, into mid jungle or the mid section of the map, and nobody actually stays and holds that tower, that goal. And you have to. It's so important. Like I said, keeping the point momentum in your favor is how you really secure and lock down wins going into the late game. And so you don't want them to casually walk up and score 30 points, casually walk up and score 40 points. A lot of the time, we have these little messages that tell us what the score is, but we're not really tracking the score super well. And the point lead, even when you have it, is not that big. The point lead is rarely like hundreds of points. So if you think about it, having someone walk up and score 30 or 40 is a massive score for them. So you need to be holding someone in the off lane. It's really, really simple, and people think that it's the best play to, run 5 top and all go for Rotom. But if you have yourself or someone on the team holding that bot tower, then that means that they can't score on it. And adversely, if you do see that they send, the enemy team that is, send 5 people to top lane, then you can go back cap score on their tier 1 or tier 2 goal in bottom lane or top lane or whatever lane you're holding. Be more comfortable being the person that says, you know what? No, I'm not going to leave this goal. I want to hold it. I want to make sure that they're not scoring on it for free. All right, and tip number 1, I think the thing that is the most important for playing Ranked and for trying to rank up and hit Master Rank or 2K or whatever your goals may be for Season 3 is to be a farm-focused player. You need to be farming everything. I mean, if there's yellow dots on the map, instead of pushing and fighting, you need to be farming. If there's, B timers coming up, you need to be postured. If Dreadnaught's up, you need to be going for it. There is so much of an emphasis on just being strong. And being strong means that you're the highest level possible. These stat boosts are not insignificant. They're not a waste of time. They are worth it. And every time there's a yellow dot on the map, you need to be thinking about how you can clear those yellow dots and make sure that you're still covering a goal, or how you can clear those yellow dots and it leads you to the next objective, or how you can hit your next level spike for your plus levels. Thinking about these things and creating a stronger character for yourself, creating a stronger level and position of power is how you're going to consistently come out on top on fights. And instead of just fighting all over the place and trying to get experience off players, because I'm going to be honest, it's not really that much unless they're really far ahead. But if you're the team that's leading, you need to be farm focused. If you're the team that's behind, you need to be farm focused and trying to get, knockouts on your enemies. So that is a very, very important thing. I definitely think that more people need to be focusing on farming and leaving the experience on the map up for less time. The faster you kill it, the faster you knock out the wild Pokemon, the buffs in the jungle, the outside Audinos, the bees, more or less the faster it comes back. The bees are on a timer, but more or less the faster it comes back. So there you have it, friends. Those are my top 5 tips, or a 6th tip added in there for ranking up in Season 3. It is, it's really just about learning the game, understanding the game, doing the best and being efficient with it while also playing enough defensive and offensive to earn yourself a victory. So hopefully this helps you out. Let me know in the comments down below if you would definitely do me a favor. Drop a like on the video, help this spread out to new audiences, new people that are looking to kind of rank up and make it into Masters or into like the top, leaderboards, the top rankings, the global rankings. I would definitely appreciate it. As always, friends, be sure to be kind to one another, tell someone that you love them, and I'll see you on the next video.